Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Sunny here, and today we got a new global lab patch. This one is different, it's unique. I'll cover that in a bit, but don't forget that we cover these live every Friday at Twitch TV/bprimegaming. Go and follow and tune in next time when we do the deep dives, and you will be ahead of the curve. Now, why is today special? It's special because PA has announced that they are changing the maintenance days permanently from Wednesday to Thursday. And next maintenance, the 18th, is the first one where they're doing this. So next week's maintenance will be Thursday. Now, why is this relevant for Global Lab? Well, it is because of Global Lab they're doing it. So because of this change, Prolobis is saying that they will be able to get today's patch out on Thursday already. So that would be in 6 days from now. Whereas normally it would be 12 days later because it wouldn't be this week coming up, but next week. So the normal schedule has been Friday, Global Lab, next Wednesday, Korea gets it, and then the following Wednesday, the rest of the world gets it. This is changing. Hopefully, that's what they're saying, to be Friday, Global Lab, and then on Thursday, it's going to be global release of the stuff in the patch, unless there is some translations needed. But most of the stuff in today should be there, so you can expect pretty much all of this patch you're seeing right here to be out on next maintenance already. So that's a pretty big W. I'm excited for it, even though it messes with my schedules and all. Been playing the game for 8 years. Might a bit too much, so I kind of schedule my life around having maintenance on Wednesday. But we'll survive. This is a huge W in the long run if this holds true. So let's get into it. First off here, the list, of course, everything here, link in the description as always. But let's get into it. There's not too much. There's some Node War stuff, and then there's Dosa stuff. Everything else is minor things. So let's check it out. Conquest Wars. The big thing here is Siege. They are changing it with adding a new item. Whenever you start a siege, there will be 5 relics in the castle, and they will, as you can see here, prevent horses from flying in. You can still use skills such as land flight, but you can no longer fly into castles or out. This affects allies as well as enemies. So you won't be able to bypass. That's the big change here. Pretty much makes 1 versus 1 impossible, borderline impossible. But it also means you can't bypass all the defenses straight away by just flying in with these squads, right? Which is what people do because it's very effective. The way you destroy them is you can destroy the first gate. That will allow you to destroy the first 2 relics. When you destroy the second gate, you can destroy 2 more relics and a relic that's at the base. So you have to destroy the gates to destroy the relics to be able to fly in. So that's that. That's the big change for Siege. Yeah, I don't know. That's not too much more to say, really. Monster changes. Some ocean stuff with the gold ship and some attack range display when it's even darker, right? Music instrument changes, composing sheet music, the area of second solo has been expanded to the ends of the letters, like quality of life, visual stuff, all that. Tutorial changes, just more smooth movement and stuff like that. Again, unless you can skip the tutorial, even though you already selected it, it's whatever. Now, here is a pretty great one for mountain changes. You can now actually check the skills of your horses, what they're missing from the wagon. So you don't have to check them into the stable anymore and look through the skills. You can now check them on the go, especially if you're training horses and need to reroll skills potentially. So super nice change, glad to see it. For UI changes, now this here might be KR only. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Also, you can pretty much already do this. But if you see a whisper containing profanity, so it has to be whispers, right? A bottom has been added to report. Now, as always, just because you can report something, it doesn't mean that it's going to get punished. It doesn't mean that you are right in reporting it. It doesn't mean you're correct. So also, I think this might just be KR only. They have some different rules about this in terms of harassment and turning it into like social issues. But yeah, I mean, you can pretty much already click name and then report, so whatever. Then there are some bug fixes, just like visuals and all that. You can check out the list if you want to, but nothing of interest here. Now the class changes, and there is quite a bit here for Dosa. For Warrior, they've Slashing of the Dead has been improved a bit on the turning, and then some description update. Slashing of the Dead has been a bit bugged in terms of unit collision for a couple patches now. Maybe this makes it better, fixes it, but yeah. Still much more needed for Warrior. We'll wait with Dosa real quick, we'll do the other ones. For Maver, Red Moon to Absolute, the issue where the second hit effect was not applied when using Chaos Red Moon Absolute, while having learned Ascension to Heaven has been corrected. And for Blooming, the issue where one hit was not applied, it's really depending on the distance when using the Red Moon skill has been improved. Sorry, Red Blooming. The Striker, Autumn Blaze, the issue when learning the core Rampaging Predator skill was not linked with Autumn Blaze after the skill has been fixed. And for Mystic, when you're Thunder Pounding, the issue where the forward guard and the stun when hitting were not applied in some movements when using the Thunder Pound 2 to Absolute, while the Flow Prey Hunt was active, has been corrected. Also for Nova, Awakening Nova, there was times when the damage was not applied with Excel Royal Fencing Remise, while you have learned Royal Fencing Remise 1 and Fencing Remise 2. So this should not really be something that affects players outside of leveling. But let's get to Dosa, and this here is a huge W of a patch. I went on, I tested a couple of things on global. It still has a lot of the same issues, but last patch was a great fix on movement, make it way smoother. Great change, not enough. This patch here is a lot of changes for some abilities being more smooth. Really great stuff. A tiny damage increase on some ability, like 4% damage. Really great stuff, but probably not quite enough. But I'm very happy to take these like small steps instead of trying to do everything at once and then overdo it. This here is going to be huge though. Like, this is a great patch. Let's cover it. The travel distance of the jump attacks have been increased. I haven't quite been able to figure out what it was. It could be the dashing. It did feel like a bit longer on global, but that could just be me. So I haven't 100% confirmed what the jump attacks here are referring to. Also, there is a thing on live right now where if you are overweight, you are not... These abilities are not affected. So you can like dashing and jumping and everything at full speed. They're changing that so you can't use these jumps abilities when you are overweight. Don't be overweight. Cloud Whale. After the last hit of Cloud Whale, it's been improved to link smoothly with other skills. That's nice. I pretty much have it locked. But yeah, if you're using it, then it's like this linkage. It's really good. This right here is for me the big W in this patch. The Fog Bloom, which is the W RMB, the unprotected KD for PvP, but it's also great in PvE. It's one of the highest DPS abilities for both PvE and PvP. Use it all the time. Link smoother with other skills. And on live at least, there are some issues where if you, after some abilities, use W RMB, it does the RMB attack and then does a W RMB. That is not happening on global right now, so that is awesome. Really happy to see it, and the linkage is very smooth and nice. So this is a great change. Cloud Shield, this is the SF. It basically gives you super armor at the start of the ability now, and also some more smooth linkage to other abilities. Air Piercer is the LMB ability after blocking, and it links smooth to other skills. I can personally not think of a single situation where I want to use this. But there you go. Wind Shear, that's a Q ability. It's been reduced from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. That's good. But yeah. It seems like they're trying to put a bit more power and getting people to use the Q ability more for the pairing, but it's just very inconsistent, especially for PvP. So it is what it is, right? Still good changes, again, more smooth. Now, here's a weird thing about this. Whenever you're using the block, the parry ability, and you succeed with parrying something, it has been changed to occur immediately if the defense is successful, right? This defense check. Not sure what that means. However, if you use the Q and you don't parry anything, the link to other skills have been made slower than currently. And I tested it. There is a gap between them. It's super weird. I don't know why they did it. On these abilities here, all the movement abilities, it's still instant. It's super rapid. There is no gap. It's just the way it should. I don't understand why they slowed down other abilities. If anything, I feel like for PvP purpose, like canceling and using Q, it's way higher APM. Constantly throwing Qs in after abilities, it's not something that's easy. And I feel like it should be somewhat rewarded if you go that extra distance, extra mile in PvP scenarios. So it feels weird that they are slowing it down. But yeah, it is what it is. Whenever you're using the Q ability, the section where the character can rotate according to camera direction has been changed to be longer, and the following skills to be smoother when your skills when you're using them. So yeah, these abilities here, they link smooth into it. As you can see here, now not after it, but into it, right? So you can use those abilities and then you're gonna be able to Q really fast and really smooth, which is great, right? That's great. But you then get punished if it doesn't block, which is weird. Flow here on Twin Slash fixed the issue where the flow Realm Slash could not be used. Anyway, if you're using your jump LMB, the Realm Slash, you can now hold down LMB and it does the Twin Slash and it flows really well. There was a bug before where we do the regular auto attack, unprotected garbage attack. Now it uses Twin Slash, so that's great. Fog Cleave, issue where the skill presentation was not displayed, has been fixed. Whatever. This bug here was weird. I had it a few times, so I'm happy to see this fixed. The Prime Takehook, the issue where the second hit would not be activated and the skill would immediately end when fogged while using the Prime skill has been fixed. So yeah, sometimes I would use the ability and it just wouldn't do anything. It would go on cooldown and it would just stand still and then get CC'd. So it was really weird. I thought I was doing something wrong. Good to know it's that bug and now it's fixed. Great. For D-Pace and Blaze Bolts, this should be WFE. The issue where the linkage to Windshear and the area piercing skills was slow when linking D-Pace and Blaze Bolts. After specific skill has been fixed. Great. And now this one here is also much needed. I think I personally had hoped for a bit of animation speed-ups, but it needs a bit more DPS on abilities. Damage here on Cloud Veil, it got around like 8% damage increase. It's still not going to be enough. I play with this locked, I'll probably still do it. Blinding Slash, it got a bit of damage increase as well. It still is one of, like, these two are some of the worst DPS abilities in the kit for both PvE and PvP. You don't have to use Cloud Will at all. It's an RMB ability, but it's a weak one. And then this one here, Blinding Slash, is the one where you turn around, Super Armor, and stab. You have to use this to do the TP. So sometimes you will want to use this for the reposition, so getting a bit extra damage on it is good because it dealt terrible damage. So that's nice. Next up here is Twin Slash. It's the good LMB attack. This is one of the highest DPS abilities for both PvE and PvP. It got, I think, 4% damage increase. And this one here is only the absolute, doesn't matter. Then you have the Prime version down here. It got a damage increase, quite substantial damage increase. However, it is only on the arrows landing, which dealt basically no damage. Terrible damage. So now it's going to deal some damage. It's a big damage increase, but it was, yeah, pretty much no damage to begin with. But now it will actually do damage. This was also one of the lowest damage shift abilities in the entire kit. So very happy to see this being increased. It's around 160% damage increase in PvE, and I think it's like a 250% in, 160 in PvP, and I think 250% in PvE. So yeah, Prime Taeguk, which is the shift Q, it's the hardest hitting shift ability, it's top DPS ability as well in both PvE and PvP. This is the bread and butter for damage on the class. It got a bit of damage increase, very, very small damage increases, but it's something, and the class needs a bit more damage on shift abilities, rather small increases than just making one-shot everything. So happy to see it. Another one here that was down bad is the shift E. This here is 1, it's just a typo, so it went from 1825 to 1898, and then on the second hit it went from 9415 to 9792. So a bit of damage increase here, slight damage reduction in PvP, but it still should be a net PvP damage, but we're talking small percentages. But to be fair, everything helps with this class right now. Spring, it shift LMB. It also got a pretty okay damage increase. It needed it. It brings nothing but damage. Front guard, slow ability. It could potentially need a bit more, but it did not get any increased PvP reduction. So it's going to get a good increase in PvP damage as well. So that's about it. There are some bugs here. This don't really have any gameplay effects. It's just visuals. But that is it. Personally, I'm really excited about this. The speed ups, the animations, all of this is huge. A bit of damage, great, and hopefully we get another patch next week for Dosa and to solve out the last couple of issues with it. But I'm enjoying it, I'm still playing it, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. Good thing about this, most of all of this should be out on Thursday. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.